Hello, everyone. Welcome to Great Minds Think Alike. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Nick.
And we are so excited to get this podcast out there. We are going to talk about everything lifestyle, business, balance, and real estate.
Yeah, so we've been working on this podcast for, I don't even know how long, months, right?
Close to a year, just we didn't have the actual podcast in mind yet, but we've been wanting to put out content for quite some time.
Yeah, between the ideas, the thoughts, and then actually putting together this podcast, you would be surprised how many technical issues you run into.
It's so hard. A lot of people have a team, and we don't have that, so we're kind of just podcasting on a budget right now with my iMovie.
Yep, we're a team of two right here. No,
well, we have a neon sign, so.
Exactly. We have our Great Minds Think Alike sign, and it's been a lot of learning. We're connecting the microphones, the cameras, everything. We are probably on first name basis with Best Buy. I think we've been there 6 times over the last few months.
More.
Yeah, 6 times a day, I was going to say. Multiple trips a day has happened, but here we are. We've got everything up and running, and we're excited to bring some really ideas to the world that we think can solve a lot of problems that people are having.
It has been a journey to get here, but we are excited to get all this info out to you guys and just get started. We've been going on walks, which we call masterminds, like a mobile mastermind, and it's really just stemmed all these ideas and just wanting to communicate and help others with what we're talking about.
Exactly. So we'll introduce ourselves. So I'm Nick. I'm a mortgage loan originator. I've been in the real estate world for a handful of years now. So most of my time is spent doing things of the sort with home financing. But then, I've got a ton of outdoor hobbies. You look at me, I can't sit still. Skiing, mountain biking, all of that stuff, beach bum. That's me.
I'm Gabby. I'm a real estate agent for a couple years now. I am a full-time recruiter. I have a love for fitness and business and also going to the beach, and we love riding bikes, staying active. So that's a little bit about us.
This podcast is really to, like I was saying before, to solve some issues that we're seeing with people, our age and older, and just things going on in the world. So we have 3 major values, Gab, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so our 3 core values are lifestyle, business, and creating balance within. And then we want to just touch on a real estate segment each episode. And I've just been seeing the issue between, of course, our economy right now, it's a really challenging time, and a lot of people just are not buying homes. And we want to change that, especially like people were late 20s. It seems almost unattainable, and we just want to make it seem like it is something, if you build your way up to it, that you can achieve in the near future.
It is unattainable if you don't have a plan, but if you do everything that we discuss here between your lifestyle changes, business changes, it actually isn't that far off. You just have to do things that you wouldn't think you'd have to do in order to qualify.
So we want to get you there.
Exactly. So let's transition it over. We'll get to the real estate stuff, but something a little more fun. We want to hit our lifestyle aspect of the episode first. So we want to touch base on newbies in the gym for sure.
Some people actually hate the gym, which I get it, but you want to, of course, go for the health aspect. So for that, we say, build your way up. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. That's the only way it's going to be sustainable.
Yeah, the biggest, I'll say, problem I see with people who are new to gym or new to fitness is that they start too strong. You need to start slow. People will start cutting out all the bad food. They'll go to the gym 5 days a week. And yeah, they may lose 10, 20 pounds, but then they end up hating it, hating their lifestyle, hating what they're doing, and they just crash and burn. And all of that weight comes back eventually. That's the reason why crash diets don't work. They're not healthy and they're not sustainable.
Yeah, and I just think that when you are so restrictive, it creates almost like a binging kind of culture, because it's just that, I see that cake, it's a birthday party, can't have it. You want it so much more. You're laying in bed at night, you're just 10 times more likely to get out of bed 2 a.m. and just grab that unhealthy snack.
Yeah, have a piece of the cake. As long as you're eating healthy most of the time, you need to allow yourself to enjoy the delicacies that you like, or else you will never stay in shape, and even worse, you won't be happy in shape. Isn't the whole reason of dieting and exercising to feel better about yourself and be happy? What's the point if you're not happy with it? Work your way up, train your mind and body. This is what we do now. And this is what we do to feel good. And when your body's telling you no, it's sore, your mind's telling you no, I'm overworked, listen to it.
And a lot of people use the 80-20 model. And I say that 70-30 works a little bit best for me. And on the weekends, I indulge, but during the week, I also work very hard in the gym. So you have to balance that. You have to incorporate the balance or it's never going to work. And we want to be your accountability partners. We want to make sure you're feeling your highest self. And I even have a friend, shout out Omar, he texted me this morning. He's like, Gab, I need motivation to go to the gym. Like, help me out here. So, and we're both just like kind of bullying each other to go to the gym. And honestly, I got up after that. So we want to have that same platform with you to just talk through and, hey, let's go to the gym together. Maybe we'll do a mobile episode once we get better with our tech. And yeah,
exactly. I think the main point of that is it's important to not do this alone. You know, everything I've done in life, I've done with a team, with partners, with collaboration, with work, with family, with everything. Us together doing this. If you try to do anything alone, you're not going to succeed as much as if you have people with you. So one last touch on this. I want to break down with the crash dieting, the person that goes too hard compared to the person that starts slow. So after 1 month, the person that starts slow may see no changes or very little, while the crash diet may have lost 10 pounds in a month, right? Great. Now let's go 6 months out. That crash diet isn't working as much anymore. They gained half the weight back, and now they've lost 5 pounds, and the person that started slow 6 months later gradually at 5 pounds. The difference is, one person A is burnt out with 5 pounds, already gaining it back. The other person is starting to create a balance that they like, and they're down 5 pounds. Now look a year or 2 years out. Now the person who did the crash diet gained all their weight back and then some, and the person that started slow is now going 4 days a week, still enjoying their McDonald's or ice cream, whatever makes them happy, but in moderation. So the only way to be in the game long term is to start slow, and if you're not in it long term, don't join at all because you're just wasting your time and money.
They made it a lifestyle by doing it that way. So that's what we want to encourage.
Yep.
Going into our business segment, we're going to be talking just broadly about what we want to discuss in future episodes. And again, being a newbie here, like how can we build credit? How can I get started with that? How can I get started with my savings account? How can I, build career and, have that side hustle?
I haven't seen the pattern here. We're talking with getting started, starting with this podcast, getting started with the gym. Now we want to getting started with building credit, building savings, building a business, because it can be scary. You always start new. And that's what we're saying. Don't be afraid to be new. Your credit score, when you first open up a card, it starts at 600, not 800, because you have to work your way up. When you start to save money, unless you have a trust fund, you start at zero, not hundreds of thousands. So it's all about starting from the bottom and working your way up.
So that is just something that you want to build towards. There's plenty of videos and resources to find something that really fulfills you as well and make it, maybe another line of income.
Exactly. And make it work for you. If starting a little side business of some sort is what you want to do for extra income, great. If you're new to your career and more income to you means getting a raise or moving to the next company, to the next, opportunity within corporate, or maybe you're working for a store and you want to become a manager, whatever it is to make more income, you need to be focusing on that just as much as you're focusing on saving and investing. So every month's situation looks different, but both sides of the needle have to be moving in order to get ahead in 2024 in this America. So I want to touch base on what we did for the back end of the needle, which was budgeting. So about a year ago now, actually, we put together a budget with us where we had excellent balance between money that we're spending and saving.
We made a budget. I listed out all my expenses, and then I was realistic about how much I spend for just, we say FU money, a certain amount of money for me to, go out to dinners. Hey, we're going to go out for so-and-so's birthday this month. My nails, my hair, like groceries. We just kind of put an estimate on a budget. And whereas I don't look at it as much anymore, it's kind of just ingrained in my head, I think, at this point. But I have a realistic estimate of how much I'm going to spend per month. And it's just helped me immensely just not spend money on bullshit, like seeing a product on TikTok shop. Do I really need this in my budget? It just kind of puts a realistic perspective on it.
Exactly. And the key was balance, because Gab was worried about budgeting at first, saying but I still want to do this. I want to shop. I want to go out, have dinners and stuff. The whole point of the budget working and being sustainable is that you have to give yourself money for that. Yeah. So, pay yourself first. Make sure the first thing you do is investing money, saving money, bill money, all of that. But you have to leave yourself a little chunk every month for entertainment, or else you're going to be miserable. And there's no point of being wealthy if you're not happy. That's the balance portion of it.
Thank you for getting me set up with that budget, because I do have it it's kind of like muscle memory now. And again, that's what we want to help all of you with. So So
exactly. So no problem, Gab, and we're continuing to grow and do this together. So on the end of every single episode, on top of lifestyle and business, we're
incorporating balance within.
We're also going to throw in a real estate segment at the end of each where we just kind of talk about a topic, a problem, or something real estate related, since we're both professionals in the industry.
All right, so our real estate topic today is getting pre-approved, because that is the first step you want to do when going to purchase a house, and it just kind of goes with our newbie theme here.
Exactly. Everything in this episode is talking about starting new with our podcast, starting new with building credit, business, finances, gym. So what is the first step when buying a house? Pre-approval. And I want to explain why. So too often in my career do I have clients reach out to me on a Saturday or Sunday and say, we just saw this house, we need a pre-approval by tomorrow, by Monday morning to put in an offer. And they weren't pre-approved first. They started, say, with Gabby or with another agent looking at houses. They fell in love. And then what happens is once I look at their credit, their documents, income, and all of that, we regretfully realize that they don't qualify for the house they want to buy. And not only did they waste their whole weekend looking at houses, their agent's whole weekend looking at houses, now they have this immense disappointment, and that disappointment will follow them on all the future houses they look at because they have their expectations at this price house that they fell in love with.
When they're really over here.
Yeah. And now they're benchmarking every house they're looking at to that higher price house that they liked, and it will never be the same.
Yeah. I mean, people don't even go on dating apps as much anymore. They're scrolling through Zillow late at night. That is what it's come to. And with that, you need to just level set their expectations. Like me as a real estate agent, I need to just, hey, at this point, I don't think that, we're there yet. This is an amazing goal for the future. Can't justify, if you're qualifying for $300,000 and you're looking at homes double that price.
And the scary part is you won't know that you're showing them homes double what they're qualified for if they don't talk to a lender first.
Exactly.
Because there's so many different guidelines and rules. You want to get it all in order. So I like to call it having champagne taste but beer pockets. That's okay in some parts of life, but you don't want to enter your home search that way. You want to know exactly what you can afford.
It's just disappointing for you.
Yeah, and getting pre-approved isn't just to put in offers on the house. It's also to prepare you for the search.
And I think you kind of take the extra mile with your clients. You are helping people build credit. Again, this is what we want to do with you guys. You're helping people to attain what kind of home value they're looking for.
Exactly. So if they're not what they want at the moment, we can set them on a plan on how to get there.
Exactly. So you draft a plan, you talk to Nick first, and then you come to me and we can help you out.
And then you go look for the houses that you can afford. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. We didn't want to make it too long, but we just wanted to introduce ourselves, introduce the cast and what it's going to be about, and give you a little taste that we're going to hit lifestyle, business, real estate, all balancing in. And, this is kind of how the structure of our episodes are going to go. And we have a lot of great ideas set up.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Just talking about lifestyle, business, balance, real estate, it's things we're all really passionate about. And it already feels like a sense of fulfillment just making these episodes and talking to you guys. But thanks again for listening. We'll see you next week.